Okay, we're going to do another simulation of experimental probability. And this time we're going to look at the idea of experimental and find the probability of hitting the outside ring of a dartboard that has a square border as shown here. And so I'm looking for the dart to fall in this ring here. And in order to do it, and I can hit it anywhere in this square. Now, in order to do it, I've imposed an XY grid on here. And I have to simulate random throws. You have to assume that the person throwing darts cannot aim, and he's just randomly throwing at the dartboard, and he always hits inside this square region. And so what we're going to do is we're going to consider, here's a GeoGebra sketch. And so what I've done is I've made a spreadsheet here, and I'm going to make this A column is going to be the X value, and the B column is going to be the Y value. And if I look here a little bit closer, I've asked these values to be between the X value between negative 100 and 100. So it's going to be on this side, somewhere between there. And similarly with the Y value. And so because I'm asking for random points between negative 100 and 100, it's always going to put it inside this square here, which is my scenario. I'm going to randomly generate those, and this time I got the point negative 3 or 43, negative 21, which is this point here, which is clearly not in the region I'm looking for. And so, is it inside? The answer is no. And so, what I'm going to do, so if I look at my table here, I know the answer here is no. And so my value is here, value cumulative inside is 0, and so it's 0 divided by 1, which is 0. Continuing through here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I'm going to just drag it down to the next trial. And I'm going to let me do this many here. And the trick that I can do is I'm going to pop it back into my GeoGebra. And I'm going to right click on it. And this part you don't need to know, but just I'm going to make I'm going to make here, this is going to be a list of points. And so now I can see that I have now 3 points on the inside and 1 in the region I'm looking for. So I know that at this point, my cumulative, I have 1. And so I have 1 out of 4, which is a 25% chance of getting in there. I'm going to keep on going here. And so if I take my spreadsheet and let's drag it out a little bit more. If I drag it out a little bit more, get 2 more in there. I have 1 more addition to my scenario. So now I have 2, which is 2 out of 6, which is equal to 0.33. And this simulates the probability of hitting in this region. So let's go and do a whole bunch of these. Let me just drag this down for a whole bunch. I'll go down to 100. There we go, 100. And I'm going to, as I did before, I'm going to take it and make it into, create a, I have to get rid of that one list. Let me pop it back here. And I'm going to go to 100. I want this value all the way up to F is already there, which is a 24 to here. And I'm going to create a list of points. And then you can see all the points in here. There are lots of points. And my idea is I must count all the ones that are inside the region. The way I can do it is my computer has done it for me quite nicely here. In this column here on the end. This column here on the end. If I want to know the total, well, I'm going to call this is 0. This one I'm going to go is equal to 0 plus 1. So this is the cumulative. And so if I look here, this last cell should be 2. And now I'm going to drag this all the way down to the bottom. And we can see in total how many of these dots actually hit the inside region. I pop it back in. And if I go to the bottom of this table, I can see that 59 of these 100 dots fell into this center ring. And so if I go here, what I can say is the probability of being in the outside ring is approximately, what did I just say? 59 out of 100, which is 0.59. And that's how I can estimate, by doing an experimental probability, the long-term probability of how to find of getting into this ring. And so using an idea of a simulation can help us do that. How to use the spreadsheet, I'm not quite so concerned. I just wanted to introduce you to it, but the idea is the important thing. You're counting all the dots that are inside this region here.